Howdy folks, thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope you're all well in this crazy world. Something that I find with our optics weekends, and there are certain brands where people will walk up to me and look at this particular spotting scope as an example, because it's happened a few times, and they'll say, we've never heard of it. And 5 minutes later, after a quick look through it, they're saying, do you accept card? I'll take one please. And yeah, there's some brands that may, you think of with spotting scopes, your Celestrons, your Hawk, your Viking, etc. that we can supply. But this is the Olivon T650, and I definitely sell more of these at our optics weekends than I do online, because online people will say, I've not heard of that scope, and move on to the next. But when they come up and they have a look through it after saying they've not heard of it, they're buying it 5 minutes later, and that is because it is a very, very well put together spotting scope, and it is the Olivon T650, which, as always, if you want to support our channel, is available to purchase in the link in the description below. So let's just have a look around it. So this one, it's a nitrogen gas filled body, multi-coated optics, BAK4 prism, not dielectric coated, and it comes in at around about 1600 grams or so, 1.6 kilograms. Why some online retailers call it 1.2 kilograms and others say 2.3, I don't know, but I've just weighed it and it's about 1.6, 1.7. You may think that's slightly heavier than your average 65mm spotter, but anyone that knows me will say that means it's slightly better built than many spotting scopes. Very solid construction. So this one comes with a 8 to 24mm zoom eyepiece, which gives 16 to 48 times magnification, and it is a 1.25 inch eyepiece. So by undoing the compression ring here, you can remove this eyepiece by unscrewing it clockwise, and then when you put it back in again, turn it clockwise as well. Believe me, that will avoid you separating each component part of the eyepiece. This eyepiece is, for a spotting scope in this range, it's pretty much the same specification that you get with the Celestron Regals that cost considerably more, and I believe in a previous video I did a comparison between this eyepiece and the Celestron Regal, the XLT eyepiece. This one has a twist eye cup, and I believe eye relief is around about 18 millimeters, so there's plenty of eye relief there for spectacle wearers. The apparent field of view varies from, I think, 40 to 60 degrees, which is pretty standard for a zoom eyepiece, but by all means, if you want a wider apparent field of view, there are plenty of 1.25 inch eyepieces out there, although on testing I did find that one or two, similar to the Celestron Axiom, is it the Axiom, correct me if I'm wrong, ultra wide angle eyepieces, I could not get them to focus. And you will also find, turn it round, that you will not be able to use a Barlow lens with this spotting scope. It does come with a stay-on case. I've not got it on in shot at the moment, but a very functional one, and the rotational collaring that is perfect there. If for example you're looking down a cliff and you don't want to be bending your neck, stretching your neck, trying to look over the spotting scope, you can use it sideways like that. There, for the photographers out there, there is a range of smartphone adapters and DSLR adapters, and by all means chat to us in the comments or send an email, and definitely put a package together for you. It comes with a screw-on objective cover, and the eyepiece cover fully covers it up, which does screw on, and that is very good for keeping the dust out when not in use. I'm not sure if I've already mentioned the eye relief, but if I have done, I'll mention it a second time. It's quoted at around about 15 to 18 millimeters, so plenty there for spectacle wearers. As mentioned before, with it being 1.6 kilograms for a 65mm spotter, it is very, very solid. Comes with a single focus wheel there. I know some higher price models do come with a dual speed one, but that one is more than adequate. So about the optics, well, this is in a similar price bracket to, let's say, the Hawk Naturetrex and the Viking Swallow non-ED Celestron Ultimas, that sort of price bracket, give or take. And forgot to mention, there is a pull-out sunshade there as well. So this is a non-ED scope, and so from about 30-35 magnification on, there is a drop in contrast and an increase in chromatic aberration, that purple colour fringing that you see around high contrast subjects. But again, I've said it so many times, that's only high contrast subjects. With lower contrast subjects, without a bright or a dark background, such as birds up in the trees, heavily backlit, they are the high contrast subjects, but away from that you will hardly notice it. And in particular with this one, a massive plus point is the quality at the edge of field. The sharpness and focus is pretty much the same on the edge, right on the edge, as it is in the centre, in particular with the low magnification. That is really, really a massive plus point. And there is no pincushion distortion whatsoever. You will notice in low light, once you get probably 40 to 48 maximum magnification, with that reduction in the exit pupil, the light transmission does go down. And I actually found with this scope, in low light conditions, as you zoom into the subject, you will actually see less detail than if you had it on 16 magnification, if you're with me on that. Even though the image is smaller, you can pick out a lot more detail. So that's the Olivon T650, sorry. This did take over from the previous model, which was the Olivon T64, which is a very similar size but completely different body, completely different eyepiece. But this one really does come with a very good eyepiece. I don't know how many times I've had people that have bought the Celestron Ultima and they've said to me what better eyepieces are out there so I can improve my image. But with this one you get a really, really high grade eyepiece. As mentioned, you can, if you want to improve the apparent field of view, get some fixed eyepieces, and in particular I would get something like a 32 or 40mm Plossl and use it for wide field astronomy. That would be an excellent use of an extra eyepiece. But yes, thank you very much as always for watching. I hope this video helps. That's the Olivon T650, and there is also an ED version available where I believe the price is around about 650 to 699. So it's a big step up from this spotting scope, but also a big step up in optical quality. So thank you very much again, and we shall see you next time.